The Podcasting Dead is available on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, and SoundCloud. Make sure to subscribe for more podcasts. And while you're at it, drop us a like. If you want to help support the channel and have access to extra content, secret contest, and more, make sure to search for us on Patreon. Patreon.com/ThePodcastingDead.
Oh boy, does it feel good to be back. I'm Justin.
I'm JP.
And we're the Podcasting Dead, and not that we've went anywhere, but this is how we started the channel. This is like the first ever podcast we did were episode reviews of The Walking Dead. And while we love doing our Walking Dead What If series and our Patreon cast and all of that, I have thoroughly missed reviewing episodes of The Walking Dead.
Yeah, dude, it's been too long, but they're back in a big way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so JP was unable to join me last night for the live stream, but if you were there and you remember a certain fellow by the name of, what was it? Something Cuck. Gosh, it was somebody that was trolling, not in a bad way. They were just basically pretending to be JP.
Huh.
And JP is here like Pinky promised. That wasn't him.
It wasn't me. Oh, my mama, it was not me.
But JP, we all know it wouldn't be the first time you've started a fake account to troll your own podcast.
And see, that's the thing. If it was me, this is exactly what I would be saying to try to throw you off my scent. So I really don't know, what to say. But I can assure you that it was not me.
It was Cuckingham's Palace.
Right.
That's the name of the account. But either way, thank you for everybody that tuned into the live stream. And remember, we'll be doing live streams after each one of the episodes. Pretty much from here, I want to say going forward, because we've got 5 more episodes left in this season. And then we have got season 11, and that's it. So I want to say that, we'll be live after every episode. And I know some of those JP might not be able to join us due to his work schedule. Some he will, but nonetheless, there will be something live on this channel after every episode.
And I'm very excited for that.
And you'll be joining me this Sunday, right? Like on the live stream.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Fantastic. I'm looking forward to it. But anyways, getting back to this one, I guess you could say it's season 10C, right? Because you got season 10A, which is before the break, and then they take the break, and season 10B comes back, and now we've got it. Either way, this was episode, 16 of the season, or 17?
17, right?
17. Okay, so we've got
Holmes.
We've got... Yeah, and first off, because I've already kind of talked about my thoughts on it, JP, being we haven't discussed the episode yet, what were your thoughts on it?
I liked it. I liked Maggie's initial kind of interaction with Negan. I thought that was neat. Her new crew, like her new cronies, I don't really care that much for. Like seems like she's kind of got like the poor man's version of Jesus, which I'm just kind of like, all right. And then the dude like with the mask, I was like, oh man, there's going to be like some gnarly story about why he always wears this mask. Like he, he's got some like weird scarring, like some cannibals gnawed his face off or something. But nah, he just, I guess, just enjoys wearing the mask for some reason. And as all of us who have been through the COVID experiment can say, wearing masks really aren't that fun. So I was a little put off by that.
That's hilarious, because I said the same thing. If you go back and listen to the live stream last night, I told my girlfriend as we were watching it, I was like, okay, the guy with the mask on his face better have like some cool story, like
right.
His face is terribly marred and somehow he can't speak. Maybe there was an explosion and it deformed his face and kind of messed his throat up so he can't talk, and that's why he's wearing the mask. Otherwise, I'm gonna put him in the same league as like the trash people.
Yeah, it's just nonsensical. I don't know.
Right. It doesn't. I don't understand. And maybe I'm gonna hold out hope that we're gonna get a little bit more backstory on him.
Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see.
If it's just we just wanted a silent ninja type character, then okay, that's stupid. But I had said the same thing. I told my girlfriend, I hope he's got like some gnarly scars on his face, and you find out like maybe somebody had slit his throat at one point, or there was an explosion and he can't talk anymore. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, it just seems kind of silly.
Yeah, a little bit. I think, like most people, I was kind of hoping that the group that decimated Maggie's village was related to the CRM, but nah, it's just kind of another group of crazy people that like killing other people, and so
I found it interesting. They didn't mention those in the trailers or anything.
Yeah, I know. What were they? The Reapers?
Yeah, the Reapers.
The Reapers. Okay, so we got another group of crazy people with a cool name, and yeah, I don't know. I guess it might be a super cool villain for this part of the season. I don't know.
I hope so. Now I want to know what's up with the redneck Jason Voorhees.
Oh yeah. I don't know.
And I mean, you know, I don't think either one of us are qualified grenade experts. But listen, I think at that distance, they would have all of their insides would have been turned into soup.
That's what. I was kind of thinking that too. I was like, are they really within safe distance to where they're just going to get like splattered on or whatever? But I don't know. Maybe there's different grades of grenades that I don't know about. I don't know.
I actually really enjoyed the episode. I liked the conversation. I liked the way they explained her backstory. It felt natural, like the conversation her and Daryl were having in the in the little shipping container. And I said last night, I do think from a narrative perspective, it makes sense. Like Maggie's character, right? Like Glenn's dead. The only problem with Maggie's story is I just don't see the safety in taking a child on the road in the middle of a zombie apocalypse. That's the part that's a little nonsensical to me. But other than that, it makes sense. Like the hilltops flourished, and Maggie's, you know, I mean, she's a good person, so it makes sense that she would want to hit the road and try to find less fortunate civilizations and help them get to the level of where Hilltop and Alexandria is to start kind of bringing the world back. So I was cool with that. I still don't think it would ever be wise to take your child on the road with you during a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, I kind of had the same thoughts. I guess Georgie's got that weird hippie kind of magic, though, and just kind of yeah.
We see Maggie's knife throwing abilities have really come a long ways.
Yeah, man, Maggie doing some badass stuff, you know, especially when they were clearing that a lot with the containers and everything. The slingshot kills, I'm a little kind of like, it kind of reminds me of like Morgan's, you know, staff just going through skulls. I was a little like, with that, but you know, I guess a well-placed ball bearing out of a slingshot through an eye socket could still do the job.
Well, it's like with us, it's like, dude, we've grown up in the South. We've been popped by just about everything out of a slingshot in the face, and none of it's pierced my brain yet.
Yeah, not yet, but no, man. I mean, like nitpicking aside, though, and that's what I'm doing right now. I'm nitpicking, but I thought it was still solid. Like you said, I enjoyed, you know, Maggie's journey, and it was cool to see her, like especially her interacting with Carol. Carol kind of breaking down the whole Negan situation for her, and yeah, I thought that was good stuff.
I'm glad they went the way they went. Right, like I thought with the whole, you know, you're the one who let him out. I was like, oh, God, here we go. Maggie's going to roll right back in and start having beef with someone the way she did with Rick. Like, damn, if you're going to be like that, just go on back to Georgetown.
For real.
But, you know, fortunately, I do like that she said, you know, no, I understand why she let him out. It had to be done. You know, she did what she thought was right. So I'm glad at least there's not going to be some unnecessary drama there just for the sake of drama.
Yeah, dude, I hope it doesn't go that way. And I mean, Maggie's got to understand. I mean, look, like, I mean, whispers are a weird thing, and they were coming at us. And, you know, sometimes you got to make a deal with the devil. Better the devil you know, right?
Well, and also you left for like 6 years.
Yeah, you can't come back telling us what we should and shouldn't have done.
Right, like you're, you know, whatever your motivations, I mean, you are the one who chose to leave all of this behind. So, I mean, you can't really come back and really be mad at anybody for any of that. So,
yeah.
You know,
that was another thing with her new, you know, compadre, you know, bringing up like, so we're going to live next door to the guy that burnt this place down and killed her husband. It's like, dude, who are you? Who are you, you know?
Oh, yeah. I said last night, I don't like Cole at all. I think he just sounds like, the whole episode, he just struck me as like a whiny little bitch.
Yeah, dude, I'm not digging him.
Like dollar store bin Jesus right there, and it's not doing it. I wonder, do you think that he's going to take like Dante's story arc?
Yeah, I could see that, I guess.
You know, since Dante, which I was happy with the way they did Dante. You know, take it, because for us comic readers, it was a complete twist, like Dante, because I remember, I'm pretty sure you called it, and I was the one that was naive. I'm pretty sure you had said a while back that you had thought Dante was going to end up being like a whisperer or whatnot, and I was like, no, they're not going to do that. They're not going to change the comic up that much, and then they did, and it was a very pleasant surprise.
Huh? Did I say that? I can't recall.
I think you did, or
I might have.
If you didn't come up with the idea, then certainly, like, someone had mentioned it in the comments, and then you had said, you know what, I think that is the way they're going to probably do it. I'm starting to get some Whisperer vibes from him.
Yeah,
and I was like, this guy's delightful. What are you talking about?
Yeah, well, they all are until, you know, they're strangling you from behind.
Sounds like a personal experience.
I don't want to go there, but yeah.
I thought it was kind of funny. You know what I mean? Again, like you said, I mean, for those who are new to the channel, number one, please subscribe. Number two, please check out our Patreon. We could use your support so we can continue to build these home studios and eventually get to straight video podcasts.
That's right.
But patreon.com/thepodcastingdead. But anyways, that's what I had said last night. You know, it's like, oh, no, sorry. For those, I got off track. For those that are new to the channel, we do nitpick the show, but it's because we love it. The same way you pick on a sibling. Like, The Walking Dead is like one of my favorite shows of all time. I mean, it's right at the top. So, you know, I mean, anything we say, we're just kind of nitpicking. It's not us slamming the show by any means. And we don't make any money off of YouTube, so it's not like we do this for that. We genuinely enjoy the show.
Yeah, we got no sponsorship money rolling in. We're just doing it for for the fun.
But if somebody wants to sponsor the show, we would love it.
Yeah, I'm not against it.
But you know, I do find it's funny that Daryl goes head to head with Beta, to which my knowledge is the biggest, baddest guy we've had in the show thus far.
Probably so, yeah.
And, you know, just gets his ass whooped but keeps on fighting. He runs at redneck Jason Voorhees, and he just, like, slams him into a tree, and, Daryl's out.
Yeah.
Which, Daryl's getting old, too, man. Norman Reedus is in his 50s.
Yeah, that's true, too. He ain't, you know, he's no spring chicken. That's for sure.
Here's something interesting. A lot of folks still thinking that... and forgive me for not knowing his name off the top of my head. To be honest, he was kind of forgettable. But the Masked Man. A lot of people still speculating that that's Dwayne.
The Masked Man?
Morgan's son.
Oh, right.
And, you know, when he took his mask off, he definitely bears some similarity to the actor, but I don't think that was him. And honestly, I just think it would be kind of silly to make it Dwayne.
Yeah, dude. I mean, if Morgan, like, saw him get eaten, he got eaten or bit or whatever. And if he didn't get bit, Morgan just got panicked and ran away, that's definitely going to take Morgan down a few pegs as far as being, you know, like a decent human being.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. I'm hoping we'll get more on his story. I think, I mean, you know, a lot of people were asking about Gabriel last night. Some good points were made about what if The Walking Dead's led us into a false sense of security with Father Gabriel?
No, dude, they probably have.
You know, he survived, you know, when we certainly thought he was going to die in the finale. And, you know, in the comics, and these are comic spoilers, so if you don't want to hear them, I just tune out for like a few seconds and come back. But in the comic, you know, Gabriel has I think, one of the most iconic deaths in the entire series, as far as just, well, I don't know if I would go so, I don't know if I'd say iconic, but it was one of the most memorable for sure. Mm-hmm. But it's like, you know, he's coming down this ladder at a water tower and he slips and falls and his foot catches in one of the runs and it just straight up like snaps his ankle, like bone hanging out and everything. And then Beta comes up and just like guts him. And then zombies eat him till he's nothing.
I definitely don't see Father Gabriel making it, like, surviving the end of the series. I definitely think whether it's in this final leg of the 10th season or in the next season, I definitely think he's on his way out.
Oh, yeah, and a lot of people wondering now that we've got these big redneck Jason Voorheeses, is Gabriel still going to get the same death? Just instead of Beta, it's going to be one of these people.
Yeah, man, I hope it's not going to be like a carbon copy, which, I mean, I guess it wouldn't be a carbon copy of, like, the Whisperers, because, for one thing, they're using guns. That's different. They haven't weaponized the dead. It's almost more like a Fear the Hunters arc, you know? I mean, I don't know that they're eating people, but they're definitely, like, skilled hunter trackers.
Well, and somebody brought that up last night. Like, did I think that they were supposed to be like the Hunters? To which, I mean, there definitely is some similarities, but the Hunters have pretty much been in the show. That's kind of what Terminus was inspired by.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Bob's whole tainted meat screaming fit, that was in the comics, and it happened almost identical to the way it did in the show. It just was with the Hunters, not with a settlement called Terminus.
Right.
So I think they're kind of picking and pulling from different, but I definitely think the Hunters inspired this. I hope they don't draw it out too long.
Yeah, me neither.
I mean, unless the Reapers are just filled with these memorable and engaging characters, then just don't stretch it out too far.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like I said, I think it would be a really interesting way to insert the CRM into things, especially as, like, Eugene is encountering the Commonwealth, which I guess we'll probably see in the next episode. I haven't seen the previews for the next episode, so I don't know, but...
well, I can go ahead and tell you next week's episode is going to be I think it's going to be the Daryl and Carol special.
Oh, gotcha.
But it looks like we're going to get to see Dog. And man, if you watch the previews, I know it's not Lori, but man, there's like this episode where this woman, like Daryl's in a house and this woman turns around and is like, "Who the hell are you?" or something. And I swear it looked like Lori.
Really?
I mean, I know it's not. And if it was, that would be incredibly stupid. But it looked, in that flash, it looked like Lori. And it's been bugging me, like, who is this chick? And I know we'll find out next week. But I didn't watch the video yet, but I saw with George Drake. He's a very popular Walking Dead YouTuber. Good channel. Check him out. But the title of his, I guess, review and summary of this past episode was something to the effect of, like, hints of Negan's death. Did you catch anything that hinted to you that Negan was going to die?
I didn't, but maybe I just don't want to realize it.
I mean, at this point, you know, if you're going to take it all the way out to season 11, I mean, your most interesting character on the show should certainly not die until at least close to the end.
Yeah, dude. I've said it before. I want to see him survive the series, but I hope not, man. I hope they're not going to take him out anytime soon.
And I agree. He should definitely survive the series. And I kind of want Daryl to survive too, just because, you know, Beth told him you'll be the last man standing.
Yeah, and we definitely need, like, an old man Daryl kind of thing. Like years later when, you know, like The Walking Dead buzz is ended and you don't think there's any juice left to squeeze, and then they come out with just this kick-ass, like, old man Daryl movie or show or something.
Kind of like inspired by, like, Old Man Logan.
Oh, absolutely, dude. Absolutely.
Yeah, that would be cool. I like all right, so the Kelly and Connie thing. So we know Connie's alive. Mm-hmm. Kelly doesn't know Connie's alive. What did you think about Kelly this episode? I mean, are you still just kind of on her, or did you feel like you connected even, you know, a little more to her?
I mean, I wasn't that dialed into what was going on with her. I mean, it was fine. She's, you know, it's fine. I mean, like I said, I'm not that invested in that character.
I like the character. I don't love the character.
Right, yeah. I mean, I can take her or leave her. If she dies next episode, I'm not going to be, like, you know, in the fetal position on the couch or anything like that.
But you'd be a little sad. Just, it wouldn't rock your world.
Nah, I mean, it'd be kind of like when Noah got killed, you know? It's like, oh, man, that sucks. But, I mean, you're not like, oh, no. Not
God, I feel like Noah's death is probably, for me, the most memorable death in the entire show.
It's definitely up there, man, just like the gruesomeness of it. But as far as, like, emotional impact, I mean, it did.
Oh, no,
it didn't hit me like a
absolutely
Herschel or something like that.
Or Glenn.
Or Glenn, exactly. But no, I mean, as far as just brutality, man, oh, God, yeah.
You'll never forget that, like him getting thrown against the glass and then just ripping his cheek out.
Yeah, man, and especially just the fact that it was out of nowhere. You know, it wasn't building anything up. It wasn't like some penultimate moment. It was just like oh shit, I'm dead. You know, I'm screwed. That it just happened the way it happened.
I do miss that about The Walking Dead. Like the random deaths. And I know it's like, regardless of who it is, we'll probably get on here and bitch about it the next day. But then after time goes by and we digest it, you really look back and go, man, that was a memorable death.
Yeah, man. And I was happy to see some of Maggie's people like just getting picked off one by one because, number one, we don't have like new characters to keep up with that are really probably not going to add anything. And, it's just good to see. Yeah, people are going to die. That's it.
Yeah, I just I think as they get towards the end here, they need to, start. I really hope as they head towards the end, they look to the beginning to find what made the show special and incorporate that into wrapping it up.
I hope so, man. It's going to be tough, though, because they'd have to kind of like focus in kind of a smaller scale kind of way. But I don't know. Maybe they can pull it off.
I'm really excited to see the Commonwealth thing. I want to see how close that's going to play to the comics.
Oh, same here.
And it's so funny because in the comics, the Commonwealth people's armor was kind of cool looking, and in real life, it just looks kind of silly.
Yeah, like a Halloween stormtrooper, or
like a discount dollar store stormtrooper costume.
Yeah.
It's like one of those cheap knockoffs. That's pretty much it, but changed up a little bit so they wouldn't get hit by copyright.
Exactly. Yeah.
But no, and did it? I don't know about you, but it kind of hit me right in my heartstrings when we saw little Herschel sitting in the tree with his hat on, looking just like a little Glenn.
yeah, that was cool. I'll give you that. That was pretty cool. And Daryl, it was weird. Daryl's just like looking at the ground, like, how many kids were? He's just like, those are kitty prints. Those are child prints. Let's follow them.
Like Daryl, how many kids you been following through the woods?
yeah. Maybe he in the old world when the Amber Alert went off, he was Johnny on the spot. Who knows?
Yeah, it could be. When you think about it for Daryl, though, I mean, it had to be I don't know. I kind of felt for Daryl in that scene because, he hadn't met. Maybe he had. I don't know. He hadn't seen Herschel Jr. in a very long time. I'm not going to say he never met him as a kid because we know that Maggie had him at the Commonwealth for a while. And, I mean, maybe there was a time in some of the skipping where Daryl rolled up and met him. But Daryl hasn't seen him as a grown kid.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it was an impactful moment for Daryl.
Oh, yeah. It's been quite a while since they were chilling at the hilltop. That's for sure.
I'm surprised he hasn't tried to raise Rick's babies. Y'all should be mine.
Yeah, just take him out in the woods with him. I'm sure that would work great.
It looks like Daryl's going to be, which, I don't know, I was kind of happy because when they talk about the episodes focusing around certain characters, like we know there's an episode focusing around Aaron and Father Gabriel, and we know there's an episode focusing on Negan and Lucille. We know there's the episode focusing on Daryl and Carol next week. And then there was supposed to be a Maggie episode. I just hope that they don't, and I feel like the Daryl and Carol one is going to be just a Daryl and Carol, and I could be wrong, but I really hope they, when you look back at how people rank the episodes of The Walking Dead, most of the time the episodes that focus on like one or two people are the least popular. Yeah. So I hope that they are at least like flashing back to or flashing to other people periodically throughout the episodes and not just following two people.
Yeah, man. If nothing else, like give us something at the beginning and something at the end that's like bigger picture,
Well, look at like Fear the Walking Dead. Like we both, I think it's pretty fair to say we both really have enjoyed this season of Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah, dude, absolutely.
It's been a good run, but the one episode that you and I were not fond of, we didn't hate it, but we said it was our least favorite. What was it? It was an episode that focused just on Al and Dwight.
Yeah, I wasn't crazy about that one. The one with the crazy taxidermist guy, I wasn't crazy about that one. But, yeah, I mean, it's a solid season, more or less. But, yeah, no, I'm like you, man. I want to get, like, a big picture view of things. Let me know what's going on over here and over here, even if it's just a glimpse.
Yeah, I think sometimes when they try to zero in on just one or two characters, and that's the focus of the episode, sometimes it ends up being a slow episode.
Yeah, and I mean, I get that you want to expand on certain storylines, but I mean, damn, we don't need the whole hour, of certain things.
No, but I'm trying to think of other things from this episode. I mean, Number one, what do you think the Reaper's motivation is? I mean, like, are they just flat out psychos who really enjoy hunting people? I mean, what do you have any idea of maybe what their deal might be?
Yeah, man, I think they just get off on hunting people. I don't know. I don't know if they're eating the people or wearing their skin as underwear or anything like that. But yeah, I think they just get off on hunting folks.
We've been hunting deer, but since humans failed, deer are too easy.
Yeah.
We like to kill humans now.
Yeah, who knows, man? Like I said, I hope this isn't just going to be like a forgettable like villain set, that just kind of like distracts us from stuff. I don't know.
Or like it could lead into something else, you know what I mean? Like they could kind of be a catalyst for a bigger story arc.
Yeah, or maybe they're like rejects from the CRM that think that, like bringing in, dead, hunting people down and bringing them in will get back in the good grace of the... I don't know.
They really do need to start tying this stuff together.
It would be nice to get a little breadcrumb here and there. It really would.
I mean, we had the biggest part of the show, which I think is safe to say, is Rick leave, and then another huge part in Michonne left, but now you're going to bring Rick back in movies. Like, just something. I mean, I'm really shocked they haven't done like Marvel. Marvel had all the after credits scenes, so it's like they were telling these other stories, just small snippets of them, but it was overall a big picture thing after the credits, and it didn't take but like a minute or two, and it left you hyped. I mean, like, I don't know why we haven't had any of that with them.
Yeah. Give us a little Easter egg here and there.
I mean, like, you don't have to have Andrew Lincoln on set to, like, include Rick.
Yeah.
But I don't know. All roads are leading to the Commonwealth. We know that. I'm just curious as to who's going to play what role.
Yeah, I'm curious about that myself. I mean, they're pretty far separated right now, Eugene and Princess and Ezekiel and all these people. So I don't know. Are we going to get one episode that's nothing but them?
I know we are going to get an episode that is focusing on them at the Commonwealth. And I mean, okay, so I'm wondering whose daughter is going to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Since it probably won't be Melody of the Michonne bloodline, I don't know who it's going to be.
I had never heard the name Melody in real life, ever.
I hadn't either, and I hope I'm saying it correctly. You think it's Melody?
I actually had to write up a quote for a lady who was named Melody the other day. Yes.
Really? Wow.
Yes, truth.
That is wild, man. Just more proof we're living in a simulation.
And I don't want to say it on the podcast just because that's kind of, work-related information, but I'll tell you, she actually had a pretty damn cool name, and I'll tell you after we get off the podcast. But
okay, well, I'm intrigued now.
But yeah, no, so I actually had met somebody with that name, so that was pretty cool.
Huh.
But do you think that Rick or Michonne are coming back to the show? I mean, we know we got the Rick movies, and we know Michonne was supposedly off and going to be in the Rick movies, but do you think that now that the end is near, they might have a change of heart and the actors might come back?
I think there'll be I think we'll get something in the last season. I don't think we're going to see him in this last leg of the season 10, but yeah, I think they'll be popping around sometime before it's all said and done.
So of the ones we have left, right? So you've got the Commonwealth, you've got Daryl and Carol, you've got Father Gabriel and Andrew. Not Andrew. Damn it, what is wrong with me? All right, let's start that. Let me start that whole thing over. So you've got Father Gabriel and Aaron.
Yes.
You've got the Commonwealth. You've got Daryl and Carol. You've got Negan. And I honestly can't remember what the synopsis of the other one was, but of the ones we know we've got left, what would you say you're most excited about?
No, Negan, no doubt, man. They could have scrapped like this whole 6-episode thing and just given us like a 3-hour Negan special, and I'd have been happy.
I'm right there with you. I mean, don't get me wrong. I liked last night's episode, and I'm excited to have The Walking Dead in whatever capacity I can. I'm very, very happy that even if these 6 episodes aren't that great, it's still dope that they gave us 6 bonus episodes to this season, especially after COVID, held the show off for so long. And so, I mean, I'm very grateful to The Walking Dead peeps for putting that together. I think it was really, really good, and I think it was something the fans wanted. And so, even if they're just blah at the best, I'm still stoked that we got them.
That's true, man. I mean, it definitely, like you said, a positive thing to come out of the whole Corona epic. And you want to know the best thing to come out of AMC because of COVID, though?
What?
Bottomless brunch at Coleman's. Did you hear what I said? Bottomless brunch at Coleman's.
Explain. What is that? Is that a show?
So I got the AMC app, because I was telling you off air that I couldn't get my cable access to work. I had to get the app and blah, blah, blah. So Coleman Domingo, Victor Strand, has his own show. It's in season 3, and it's called Bottomless Brunch at Coleman's, where he is wearing no pants, and he's like,
dude,
I'll send you a screenshot, bro. I'll send you a screenshot.
No way.
Yeah, and he zooms in different guests in their home, and he talks to them, and they each guest, like him as well as the other guests, have like different food they're showing off and talking about, and then he like mixes like a signature cocktail for that episode, and all like his guests have the same ingredients, so they make the cocktail, and they just enjoy a cocktail to end in Bottomless Brunch at Coleman's. I found it, and I was just
it can't be. I won't believe it until I see the screenshot, because if you're new to the channel, JP has got the biggest crush on Victor Strand. I think it's safe to say that's one of your favorite characters in the Walking Dead franchise, no matter the show.
Yeah.
And that's just too perfect that there's a show with Victor Strand pantless.
Oh my God!
Are you sure you didn't dream that? Are you sure that wasn't like something you dreamed about last night and just you can't shake it?
Well, I mean, that's been a factor in many dreams, but no, this is all too real. All too real.
Have you send me the screenshot? I want to see it while we're on the podcast. Or do you not have a picture?
No, I'm scrolling through the app, dude. It is beautiful.
I will be the judge of that. So, I mean, like, are you just going to disappear for the next week and binge that show?
Well, the season's only comprised of like 2 or 3 episodes or whatever. But I think there's like 4 episodes per season, so it's not going to take up that much time. But it's still such a beautiful thing.
Yeah. You're just going to be like JP, you want to do this podcast? I can't, man. I got to rewatch season 1 of the Bottomless Strand show.
Yeah,
Is he a good host?
Oh yeah, dude, it's so much fun, man. It's so fun. He's so interactive, and he's so suave. And like one episode in season 2 I haven't watched yet. He has what's her name that played Madison on there.
Who? Wait, played who?
That played Madison. She's on one of the episodes.
Huh.
There you go.
Oh, you sent it. Oh boy. Let's see if this is real. Oh my God, you're serious.
How beautiful is that, dude? He's just peeking around the corner like, come join me, JP.
I'm sure that's what he was thinking, was come join me, JP.
Yeah, I mean, that's
how did
clearly...
we not know that this show existed? Because I would have presented to you as a gift. And I mean, he's just peeking around the corner of that door like, yes, you're so naughty. I'm going to take you to the Barn of Pleasures now.
He's just luring me in. I really think someone at AMC like heard our stuff with the Barn of Pleasures, and it somehow spawned this idea.
He's like, man, I mean, how do we know that's not the door to the Barn of Pleasures?
It very well could be. But JP, I mean, look at his eyes, man.
I know you've dreamt of this day for so long. Well, now it's here. I'm here, and
God.
I have no pants.
No pants, baby. No pants. Like the camera's always panned to where it's either like, above the waist or like he's standing behind the bar. So I'm very convinced that he is naked from the waist down.
So what's the deal with the no pants? I mean, is it just supposed to be like how relaxed he is at his own home?
Yeah, it's just, look, let's hang out with our wang out. That's it.
I mean, like, is he? I mean, like, what's the premise of the show? Is he actually supposed to be like in his boxers or naked?
I mean, it never really comes up. It's just him hanging out with his friends via Zoom or Skype or whatever. Just kind of like
does it.
Yeah.
He does it and it's suave. I do it and I'm weird and nobody wants to come over anymore.
Well, maybe if you fixed a cocktail, and I don't know. I don't know, man, but it's an awesome show.
That picture you sent me is just it's perfect. It looks like that picture was made for you. It's like someone ripped that picture. It's like an image right out of your dreams.
Yeah, dude. I'm seriously wondering if I have like chaos magic, like Wanda from WandaVision. I'm just slowly starting to create my own reality.
Well, chaos would be me as a millionaire. So go ahead and make that happen.
Well, I mean, just look at him peeking out of that door.
He's like, yes, come on, JP.
And don't you love like the mustache goatee combo?
I've waited so long for this day. I found your podcast on YouTube, and I had said one day I'm going to get that boy. And now I've got that boy.
He's wearing like a Beetlejuice type shirt, and it's just unbuttoned. And
it's definitely seductive.
It's very seductive.
I'm surprised your girlfriend will allow you to watch that because
what she doesn't know won't hurt her. Okay,
I mean, you're going to be like totally infatuated with pantless. Have you watched any? So you've watched a few episodes.
I watched the first one this morning, and I haven't got back to it yet. But every couple has like that free pass for a certain celebrity, and this is my pass. So
that's right. Now move, young lady. I am his pass.
Oh man, God! I hope he comes to a Comic-Con around here soon.
Why? You're never going to be allowed to go to see him again.
We'll be that as it may.
Go get kicked out and never be allowed at a Comic-Con there again.
I just want to smell him. That's all.
Well, do you want to smell Victor Strand or Coleman Domingo? Because I'm sure Victor Strand doesn't smell that good. I mean, he lives... Well, then again, I don't know. The settlement they're living in, he probably does get to bathe pretty regularly.
No, dude.
I'm thinking more of them on the road. I'm like, dude, they probably all smell horrific.
Oh, dude, I bet he still smells fantastic.
But no, getting back to the episode. You've drugged me into your wild fantasies for the last time, JP. But getting back to the episode. So, you think about like Maggie rolling up to the hilltop and seeing it burnt down, because I didn't watch much of The Talking Dead, but one thing I saw that they brought up that I didn't even think about was the fact that, Glenn and Abraham, like Sasha, they're buried there.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like this, that's something you don't really have in the Walking Dead world is, and they have buried people before, but they never stayed there long enough to actually like spend time at the gravesite,
God, that's true.
And now, the place that she was going to come back to, and probably one of the first things she would have done is go to her husband's grave with her son. And then, I'm sure the grave is still there, but it's just not the same when everything around it's been burnt down.
Yeah, sad but true.
Had to be rough for her to see that. And then the whole Carol telling her that Negan was at that attack. Like, can you just give the whole story first?
Yeah, it seems
you're
like
not helping your case, Carol.
Right. Seems like that might could have waited for, just like everybody sitting down, maybe eating some chili, and then she kind of lays out the whole story.
So I know you're not happy that I let Negan go, but I did it because it was the right decision, and also he helped burn down the hilltop. But you know what? It got Alpha killed, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, I am glad she said that, look, we were going to lose everything, and we didn't because of Negan.
I'm glad she gave him the credit he deserved. She didn't just play it off as just like a, he was a small piece of the puzzle. I just needed him to kill Alpha. She straight up said we'd all be dead if it wasn't for Negan.
Yeah, and now my other fantasy of Maggie and Negan hooking up is one step closer to fruition.
Not gonna happen, bro.
We will see. You didn't think I'd ever see Coleman Domingo pantless, but that's happened too.
You know what? You've got me there.
That's right. Bottomless
I didn't
brunch,
think you
baby.
would ever see him naked, but by God, it has happened.
Yeah, we need to start doing episode recaps of that. You know,
I'd do it.
The podcasting brunch, the bottomless dead. I don't know.
The Barn of Pleasures.
The barn of yeah, that should eventually just be the podcast.
What if like that's how he wraps up an episode? Is he like, you know, they want to tie it into the Walking Dead universe? Would you just lose your shit if like he was like, well, my friends, that's going to do it for today. And he like turns around and it pans out the door and there's a barn and the barn door's open and all the Walking Dead characters are sitting in there just like Howdy Doody style. And it's like, dude, they're listening to our podcast and they're making shows based off of it.
Oh, man, we might have a lawsuit. I don't know. But
if you're new to the channel and you don't know what the Barn of Pleasures is, well, let's just say it's a magically nasty place in JP's fantasies where all of the Walking Dead characters go. It's Herschel's barn, but it's in a place that transcends time and space, and these Walking Dead characters just go in there to have lots of group sex.
Yeah. One thing I haven't seen is I forget the actor's name, but Ezekiel hasn't been on his show yet. I don't think. But
I hope he is. Corey Payton's awesome.
Yeah, you would think he would have been on like the first season, but I don't think he's been on there.
And so you were saying earlier that someone from The Walking Dead has been on there?
Madison from Fear.
From Fear, Madison. That's right. Okay.
Yeah, I forget her name, but
Kim Dickens.
Kim Dickens. Yeah, that's right.
Hoping she's going to return to Fear at some point.
Yeah, dude. They I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying it was bad the way they sent her off, but I definitely didn't. I don't know. I didn't feel good.
Well,
about
considering that she didn't want to leave, like there's times when they kill someone off, like Jesus or Nick, and you're like, what in the hell are they thinking? And then you realize, or you find out that, hey, the actor wanted to leave the show, and you're like,
right.
well, I mean, like Nick, I'll be honest, for, you know, all deaths that were when a character wanted to leave a show. So like Dale, his character death was a result of the actor wanting to leave the show, and same thing with Jesus. Nick got the best of that category by far. I mean, his death still is one of the most memorable in the franchise for me, just in the shock value and the just sad, just everything.
Yeah. Like the realism, you know?
Oh, yeah, I was not ready for that, and I still applaud how well written that was. But, you know, like Kim Dickens didn't even want to be written off the show. Like, she was down. She said she loved it. She wanted to go as long as they would have her, and what did they do? That supposedly they burned her alive.
Yeah, we'll see if that's what really happened. I don't know. I hope not, though.
I just feel like there had to have been something she could have, like, I don't know. I feel like she had to have been like, oh, like after the dramatic, like her kids leave, and she's like, well, I guess this is the end for you, old Madison. Oh, wait, is that a ladder?
Yeah.
Oh,
right, there's a
hell,
dumpster I can crawl under.
I'm going to get on that and just climb over the wall. But by the time she does, the kids are gone.
Yeah, I definitely, I hope they do her right. I hope. I hope.
But no, as far as this episode, I enjoyed it. I'm excited to see what's coming. Who are the Reapers? Why are they just out killing people? Is it like a personal beef, or are they just really enjoy hunting living people a bit too much? How do they still have guns when the rest of our Walking Dead world seems to be back to swords and spears?
Yeah, man, these are answers in need.
I mean, they clearly seem to be like ex-military or something. I mean, and they might not be, but assuming by the silenced weaponry they had, the grenades, I'm thinking they've got some kind of ex-military ties.
Yeah, and they could be tied to the CRM. We just don't know yet.
It could be. They could kind of be like CRM kill squads, like just out killing people for reasons we don't know yet.
Yeah.
You know, maybe Maggie and them saw something they shouldn't.
It could be. And that was another thing that irked me a little bit. Like, she's talking to Daryl. They're catching up, and she's like, "Well, I don't want to tell you just yet what happened to the village." When in reality, she should have been like, "Look, there's a really big threat that possibly could be looming. Let me give you the full debriefing on it, just in case." But she was just like, "Nah, we'll talk about it later." I was just like, "Jesus, Maggie, come on."
Well, especially being that they pretty much followed her there, and now
she
have put
lured
all of them at risk.
Yeah, lured them all to her old friends. Yeah. It was also kind of a dick move. Like, they've got these that Dropbox to keep in touch, and she's just like, "Yeah, well, I was in the area a few times, but just didn't feel like it. So, whatevs."
Maggie, you're a dick.
Yeah, I mean, what if they had been like, "We hadn't heard from Maggie in like months. We better send out a search party." You know what I'm saying? It's just
and then people would have died when all she had to do was let them know what was going on.
Yeah. Thanks for nothing, Maggie. I'm really like talking myself into not liking Maggie all over again.
No, I love Maggie.
I do too.
Her new hat's cool.
Yeah, I will give her props on her wardrobe. I like that.
I'm digging the hat Archer look.
Yeah. So I don't know. Honestly, I'm starting to feel a little bit like I felt that season where her and Daryl were conspiring against Rick.
Oh, that'll still be one of my least favorite moments in the show. That's definitely in my top 10. We'll bide our time, and then we're going to show him.
And push him down a big hole. Just don't fall in there with him, Daryl. What? I didn't hear that last part. Oh, it's not important.
And then Daryl stepping from the shadows. Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
Then Jesus is like, I don't know what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
Because Jesus didn't align with the agreement. He's like, okay.
Yeah, he was just like, well, this is a little awkward.
I tell you what I'm going to do, Maggie. I'm going to push him down a big hole. And then if he gets hurt and he dies, I'm going to be really sad about it. And he's my brother. But for some reason, I'm going to side with you and put him in harm's way so you can kill Negan.
Negan made me eat dog food. Rick's got to die.
He made me listen to that shitty song.
Yeah.
He tried to stub my toe with his bat, and I don't take kind of that.
Oh, man.
But yeah, God, that part was so stupid. Yeah, so stupid. And I mean, what was stupid about it was the way it was written, because we now know that Maggie was never going to hurt Rick, but she just wanted to basically just bide her time till she could kill Negan. But the way they wrote it and the way it was scripted made it sound like she was plotting against Rick, as in possibly taking Rick out.
Yep.
And it's like, you would not be alive if it was not for Rick. Rick has risked his neck for every one of you. I mean, especially Maggie. I mean, who was it that led the charge right into Woodbury when you and Glenn were captured? Pretty sure that was Rick.
Yeah.
Did Rick not go headlong to the hospital to try and get Beth back for you? Yep. Anytime the Greens have needed Rick, he has put his life in harm's way time and time again for the Greens. You know what, Maggie? Just sit down and let him have this one.
Yeah, some people have a real short memory.
And that would be the writers of The Walking Dead.
Yeah, well, that's because I guess they wrote it's such a high turnover rate,
Man. But no, good solid episode. JP, let's rate this one. So on a scale of 1 to 5, hold up your fingers, 5 being the highest, 1 being the lowest, and tell me how many fingers you give it.
Well, I will give Coleman Domingo all 5 fingers as I wrap them around his for the episode. I'll give it a 3. I'll give it a 3.
It's not bad. 3 out of 5. I was going to say 3.5. I mean, it wasn't anything mind-blowing, but overall, it was a very enjoyable episode. Again, I am grateful for it, and because I'm grateful for them giving us 6 extra episodes, I'm going to move it up to a full 4 stars.
Yeah, and I mean,
just because I appreciate it.
Right. Yeah, a big part of it is it was just really nice to, have some Walking Dead on the TV. So, I'll give it a solid 3. I feel comfortable with that.
I love how I moved it up, and you're like, yeah, I agree, but I'm not changing my rating.
No, I'm not. I can't be too generous.
A man who stands by his convictions. I can appreciate it.
Yeah.
Oh, but that is going to wrap it up for this podcast. I'm sure we missed something. Again, I covered it a little bit last night with a little live stream, which is on the channel, so you can go check that out. It should be in the same playlist that this podcast is in if you're checking out YouTube. If you're listening on SoundCloud, then I don't know if you can get the live, but just head over to our YouTube channel, click subscribe while you're there, and check that out. But we will be back here next Monday, and we're going to be back before then, but we'll be reviewing next week's episode right here. And then also don't forget, going live after each episode. So you might have to sacrifice the Talking Dead, but if you do, you'll get us live, and we will respond to your questions and your comments.
That's right. Chris Hardwick ain't going to be doing that. He's too busy talking to celebrities.
Like, ooh.
Yeah.
I love you, Chris Hardwick. Anyways, that's going to wrap it up for us. I'm Justin.
I'm JP.
And we're the Podcasting Dead.